Well, hello. Welcome, everybody. Okay. I'm
Hello.
excited. Welcome to Hard Truths with Anne and Claudine with Elevated by Claudine. We'll sit here and kind of wait for some people to come in. I'll get on Facebook and see what we got going on here on YouTube and make sure we're going good. And if any of you guys are on, if you could please like, love, share, comment, let us know you're there. And okay, yeah. Let us know you're there, and because other than that, we don't know you're here. We don't know anyone's watching. It doesn't matter though, because we'll just keep on talking.
Yep,
Uh,
we
this
sure
is
will.
this is when me and Ann we like to be face to face and talk and just share our spiritual or esoteric views on everything. What did I just
hmm
go?
Our spiritual view on the
Yeah,
physical.
or spiritual. Okay, it looks like we got one person in. Again, I am just checking you guys on Facebook. So, how's everyone doing out there on this beautiful day ending in Y?
I'm doing great. I've been doing good. I feel like the energies are definitely like coming strong with this. I call it the Matrix New Year. Because there's so many New Years. Next Tuesday we got, well, this Tuesday coming, we got Chinese New Year's, and then apparently we have the real New Year's in March. But yeah, I feel like the energies came in strong, but I was prepared for them this year. I was like grounded. I knew I had to stay grounded, and it usually when it hits about December, I know that everything's ramped up, the simulation's ramped up. So I think you disappeared. So it's time to just ground myself as much as I can, because people go crazy around me in the holiday times.
Okay, what happened to my camera?
I don't know.
Oh, shoot.
See, I just see a elevated by Claudine
I didn't do
circle.
nothing.
Oh my God, Claudine! Don't disappear. I cannot be the only face up here.
Okay, there we go. I don't know what
Yes.
happened. I have no idea.
I'm going
That was
red with panic.
weird.
Oh my goodness. I was gonna have to like do a black screen too then. Just have
It
our
was
voice.
telling me to go camera 2 or camera 3. I'm like, I'm on my phone. I only have one freaking camera here.
Oh my god, that was panic mode. But yeah, I've definitely been good with the energies. I find just staying really, really grounded in any way I can. And when all those things come flying at you, you just prepared as much as possible. And when it gets you down, you let it get you down, you process it ASAP, and then you get back up and you keep going. Because
Yep.
that is what our reality seems to be like. Just it doesn't give you much time out. It gives you nighttime to sleep, but other than that, you kind of have to find your own ways to get your time out and settle and whatnot. So, yeah. How's everyone else
Okay,
doing?
cool. We all right. We are everywhere that we need to be. Okay, right on. Okay. Shit. Sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what's going on. Can you okay. Yeah, no, the first of the year is going good for me. I mean, like you said, we, kind of on this wild, crazy journey so far. Okay, we got Nova in.
Hello, Nova. Hello, ladies. Happy Monday. I'm on Tuesday, but happy Monday to the Americans. I'm your future. I'm your future because I'm Tuesday.
Hi, Nova. How are you? Okay, she's got a second message for us. She says she is feeling better than ever. So that is such a
Lovely.
good thing.
It's very lovely. I'll just say it right off the bat for Nova. I keep getting an image for you, Nova. Um, I don't know if it's an image of you or if it's an image of someone in your like family or something that's passed on. But the image I get is a woman. She's she's slender. She's not fat. She's slender, and she has short dark hair, probably to about there, and she's dressed very, how, what would I say, like Elvis Presley days. Like she's dressed in real like a I don't know, I don't know the word to it, pleat maybe, but you know those shirts that are like real like flat and like the old fashioned, and they wear the high skirts to about there, and it's a pin skirt and goes to about the knees. Like, isn't that maybe Elvis days? But
Yeah.
yeah, like very old. I wouldn't say old fashioned like Middle Ages, but old fashioned like um, Elvis Presley type of days. And I just keep seeing this woman, like just every time Nova talks, every time Nova, I think of Nova, or she speaks on here, I just see this woman. So I don't know who the woman is. I think that's for you to figure out. But she's very, very makes herself very obvious every time your name comes up. So
Um,
she's gonna have to figure that one out.
yeah, maybe it's her mom. She lost her mom when she was 19. That's part of her trauma.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's your mom. I don't know. It, yeah. I don't know. It's really hard when I get images. They're very clear,
She
but
asks,
I don't.
she asks, is like an apron?
Hey, yes, yes, like just straight, like a straight. That's how she shows me, just a straight kind of skirt looking thing, but it's old fashioned looking. Like it looks like she's from those days, and she like dresses very, yes, like an apron. Like, yeah, that's how I would like. She makes very clear reference on the way she's dressed, like that. And all I see is like flat here, but then like up here it goes like that, and then it just goes flat down. And to me, it looks like her like those old fashioned like pencil skirts with the very, you know. But it could be apron looking, but it's very, very clear. That's the big most. Whenever I see the image, other things can change, but the dress is what they keep showing me is this particular way it, you know, way it sits on her. My mother or grandmother, I could see my grandmother wearing an apron and it goes over the top of her outfit. Possibly. Did they have black hair? Did they have short black hair?
She hasn't messaged back yet, so I'm sure she's
Yeah, I know.
working on it. Yeah,
Asking
and
her so she can think about it.
she comes in through YouTube, I believe. So,
Who does?
um, Nova, I actually believe that we have more viewers on YouTube than we do anything, and that's why I say that we will always be on YouTube. YouTube is a very it seems like people who don't like social media, they will go on YouTube. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she answered you back.
Yes, but so did my mom. So maybe it's both of them. Maybe they're just combining and showing me themselves together. It's really, really clear. I would say your grandmother, but it's only because it's like showing me like from the 60s, 70s type of era. But your mom could, I don't know your ages and stuff, but yeah, it's just really should know. Maybe even no, not 70s. I'd say more 50s and 60s is the era this person is showing me from. So my gut says to say your grandmother. When I was getting it, I was thinking I thought maybe it was you, and that's how you look. But then when I see the old fashionedness to it, it's like, nah, this is more of a grandmother type figure that's coming through. I will reflect on that and get back to you. Okay, you can reflect on that. But if it's your grandma, whoever it is, they're saying that they're in your corner and they're there. So
That is so wonderful. That's great news. What a wonderful
yeah.
message, Nova. Yes, like I told you guys, Anne is a very good psyche, be, besides that, she's also she's a conduit because they come to her. She's people that have crossed over to the other side come to her when she's sleeping. So,
Yes. Is that what a conduit is? I thought that's just a medium.
oh yeah, I guess it's mediumship too. I don't know. I call it a
It's
conduit.
definitely okay. It's definitely her grandmother. I always thought it's her grandmother. I felt it was your grandmother, but I don't like to say those things. I like people to feel for themselves. But I would say grandmother. That's the feeling I get from it. So obviously, your grandmother is saying that she is there. She is helping you through whatever is happening. She probably could contact you through some kind of dream, but she definitely there because the image was very clear.
And
Wonderful.
Nova's working on all of that. She's working on dreaming, and she seems to be healing really rapidly. I have a feeling that these. I think I told you this before, and I have these people that my clients that are newer clients that are coming to me are going to go very fast. They're going to heal very rapidly because they are high vibrational people that came to this planet for a particular reason, I believe, and not so much from they weren't in that trapped in the simulation like so many souls here that we have a lot of souls that are trapped in the simulation. um,
Yes, a
yes,
lot.
and I do believe that a lot of us who are not trapped in that simulation, those souls, like the children, the lost children and all that stuff, we're here to help free these souls out of this. I don't know what's going on with my camera, you guys, but it keeps fading out, and
Really, I can see you. It's not fading out here.
I have to keep touching it or it fades out.
Oh no, it's like it's not on
Yeah,
properly. It's like
I
it's
don't
not
know
on
what's
properly.
going on. Yeah, but hey, at least we're not having any connection issues or whatever. I don't know. Hopefully, one of these Tuesdays or Mondays I'll get this down right.
Well, it's not fading on our side. It's good on.
Good.
It's good.
As I keep touching the screen like this, I know I can't having a hard time speaking tonight. I can't get my words out.
Oh, don't be like that, Claudine. I need you to speak.
I'm like, what's going on? And I relaxed yesterday and I relaxed today. I was doing a lot of meditation. I was on the chi machine a lot today. I don't know why I can't talk. I guess I just want to stay on that chi machine and just keep, being wrung out like a rug.
It sounds good. I think I need
It
a
feels so good. It feels so good to not think about nothing.
treatment. I love that. I did that yesterday morning.
Did you?
Massaged myself. Yeah, I did a bit of it yesterday. It was good. I needed it. It
Oh,
helps
my
release.
brother's on. My brother's here.
Oh, how lovely. I have one more message for Nova, and what it is to dance.
Dance.
To dance.
To
Dance.
dance.
Find music that makes your body move. So, those are your two messages for today. Dance, and your grandma's on your side.
I'm sure her mom and her grandma are on her side and
Yeah, for
dancing with
sure.
her. And
For
they're,
sure. This
we,
is
you
what I've
know,
this is what I've learned really quickly. This is what I've learned about souls that pass on. The ones that have been there for longer can come through. They can show and send us messages and whatnot much easier because they've learned how to use the other side better. Ones that are passed more recently can struggle sometimes to come through as clearly because they're newer. So they gotta they got to learn how that channel is from the other side to the human. So the grandmother would come
Oh,
through there
yeah.
years older.
It's amazing. Yeah, they get because because I lost my father at 3. So growing with him getting, his spiritual or, his I don't know what you call it on the other side, but
Blessing.
as he was growing into being a stronger energy with me, you know what I mean, as a human.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And now
That's
that he's been gone now, but there's no time over there, but I mean, he's
no.
been gone now for what, 50, I don't know, 53 years, 52
Yeah.
years.
Well, that's
So
a long time.
that's a long
That's a
time.
long
Yeah.
time. He'd be very strong, but he probably just comes through you now. I think sometimes they kind of can merge with us as the human here, and just their spirit lives through you. So
Exactly. His energy, it lays upon me. His energy lays
yeah,
upon me. He had
yeah,
energy that was, left on this planet that could never sever anything. It could never sever the love that we have. So that's, always been reassuring to know that I had that direct cord to him. And I was able, and I've been able to always hear him, even though he's probably reincarnated by now, I'm sure.
oh, for sure. He would just be part of you. His soul would have like that's how I
Yeah.
see it. Sometimes I even see when people die that are family members, but a brother will die and then 6 months later the other brother will die. When I see it happen, sometimes I'll see like as the younger brother died, like souls will merge together at
Uh-huh.
like they're not separate anymore. So the brother will come back and yeah, that's just how I see things sometimes. One soul can be divided into a few. And that's why I think I'm not saying it's definite, but I think sometimes maybe that's why when one person dies, not long after another person can die because, the souls are very attached. So it's just a theory of mine, but I feel it. I feel it at times. And I think sometimes, like, I used to be able to interact physically with my grandmother quite a lot, but I
Mhm.
find that as time has gone on and I've become more psychically strong, I don't interact with her physically like as if we're apart, but I'll interact more like in my energy. Like I'll just feel her through me, and I'll
Oh.
feel
Mhm.
things come through me. It's like, oh my god, that's like my grandma. That's my grandma. Like so I think it just changes with us too as we change.
Okay, I think I
A
need
lot
to
of
say hello to
comments.
yeah, I need to say hello to Teresa. She messaged me from her phone and then she got on my brother's phone. She's crazy. Hi, Teresa. I saw it. Anne was just talking and I didn't want to interrupt her. It was so silly. Hey,
They're
so
watching you
yeah,
today.
yeah, we've got my brother and his girlfriend watching. They're in Texas. My brother, I think I told you he moved to Texas about 2 weeks ago. So they're enjoying the cold weather out there. I'm guessing we got a huge cold front that's coming in on this side of the United States, and so it'll hit them before it hits us. So and it's a lot colder where they're at too in Texas. And
Mm.
yeah, so my brother's not used to that kind of cold weather, and I don't know if Teresa is either because she's originally from California. We all went to high school together.
Ah,
Yeah, so
so you guys are all used to the heat more.
I believe so. Yeah, well, I know I am. I know my brother is. She's probably adapted a little bit to the cold because she's been in Texas for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, we got a cold front coming in right now. It's so cold. I have a
Are
heater
you guys
going,
cold
blowing.
too? Okay,
Huh?
so you guys are cold too.
Right. Well, for us, for me, I'm not used to being cold at all. So yeah, we're a little bit colder than normal right now. Like I said, I've got the heater on, I've got 2 sweaters on, and yeah, I'm trying to stay warm myself.
I love the cold. I love the cold.
Oh
I
yeah.
always function better in the cold for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel more energized.
I'm not complaining. I'm just not used to wearing all of these heavy clothes, you know what I mean? Because we're always in summertime weather here. You know that. I'm always telling you, "Oh, it's so hot today. Oh, it's so hot today." but
Mhm.
not right now. It's not. But the cold does dry my skin out. The weather dries my skin out so bad, and I have to oil up all day long.
Really? I would have to put oil on right after I take a shower, and I'm fine for the rest of the day.
Yeah, not during the winter when it's cold like this. It's just my skin changes, and I have to oil up like twice a day. I had to put a bunch of oil on my hands today, and I'm like, gosh, that's the only thing about the cold weather. I don't know why. I wonder if it's because my bones shrivel.
I heard when you have dryness, it's a liver issue. That's
Oh,
what I
really?
see. If you have
Well, then
dry
my
feet and stuff, it's a liver issue. So you gotta
no,
like, I don't know. That's just
I
what I
don't know.
saw. I don't
I don't
know.
know. Like,
There's a reason that we get like that, but there just is. It's a lymphatic. There's something that it's not flowing. The water isn't penetrating our bodies enough. That's what I
yeah.
think.
Well, the cold does something. It must like yeah. I don't know. It does
Maybe it
something to my
slows down
body.
your organs and stuff.
Maybe it
Maybe
does. Yeah.
because I know
It's
you
just
need.
my arms. Yeah, it's just my arms and my legs.
Mm,
Around my
I get
ankles.
I get really dry too. I get really dry, but I put cream on and then I'm fine. I don't know
Yeah,
why I would keep it dry. Hmm. Don't know.
yeah.
I don't have the answers to that one. But I
Who
did see
knows?
that if you have dry feet, it's a sign of liver problems. And my whole life, like even as a child, I had the dry, especially my heels. They were always so dry. Even if I put
Uh-huh.
cream on, they're just dry. And then it turns out I have liver issues. So I always I do everything for the liver because I'm like, well, if the liver's happy, then the rest of my body's gonna flourish better. It's gonna look better.
Yes.
So
And here we got Nova. Nova's the same way. Oh my gosh, talk about cold. Now that girl lives in coldness, big time. And coconut oil, yeah, coconut oil is so good to put on. I like drinking coconut oil. I did coconut oil all day yesterday, and I drank coconut water.
and it helps to help your
I just,
skin not be as high dehydrated.
yeah, I just like it. I like the way it feels. It's so silky.
Mm. I'm not allowed to drink coconut oil. Apparently, it's too much for my liver to take on coconut oil. It's cold. It's a
Oh,
cold
really?
cold thing, so it puts a dampness in your body, um, and your liver feeds everything. So whatever goes in my liver, if it's a cold thing, it makes the rest of my body damp. So my lungs will feel damper. My lymphatic system will move slower because it's cold. So yeah, it's interesting because it's really good for you. But
Yeah. You can't,
that's
you can't drink coconut water?
I can drink coconut water, but I shouldn't drink too much. I can't eat bananas. Bananas make your body damp. They make your lymphatic system damp. When they're really old and they're brown, that's even worse because the sugars it turns into make it even harder for your body to break down. So it makes your body even damper. So I stay away from bananas and coconut oil. I stay away from. I try not to drink too much coconut water. Like I drink a little bit, but I don't live off of it. I don't, you know, rely on it because, and I do feel when I drink it, I can feel it go into my lymphatic system and I can feel everything get wetter. In my blockages, I can feel everything. It's like, oh yeah, but it dampens your lymphatic system because it dampens your liver. So
Huh.
it's tricky. It's so tricky because things that are good for you, if your organ isn't functioning at its full potential and how it should be, you can eat a good thing, but it can actually go against you if your body isn't in the right condition to break that thing down. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have to
It's
learn
your
all the
enzymes.
foods.
Yeah. That's to do with your
Yeah.
enzymes.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
have to be careful of anything that's cold on the body because I don't want my
hmm.
lymphatic system to be cold and damp. I want it to be dry and more moving
Yeah.
around, drying out. Tricky. Feels
Yes. I don't have a
hydrated.
problem with coconut oil or coconut water. I don't drink it every day. I like my regimen's not the same every day. I do a different regimen on different days. But I
Mhm.
do drink coconut water because it does help with hormones. So,
Oh, it's so good for you. It's
mhm,
so
it
for
is.
sure.
And especially when I do have a sweet tooth, oh gosh, it really does curb that sweet tooth. Or if I just
Really?
like having something sweet, you know what I mean? Have a little bit of a coconut water in there. It just feels really good. And it's natural sugar, so my body knows what to do with it and everything works out just fine for me. Um, so I wanted Nova, so what's going on? How are you feeling? Are you feeling anything different? Um, with let me see. You've jumped down a few milligrams on some of your prescription drugs, right? Especially the Suboxone. I think you said you dropped down like 8 milligrams. So yeah, she's dropped down a little bit. She did a pretty big drop, but I think from here it'll be slow and easy. The rest of the drops. Let's see
I
if she
think
answered
I
back.
think it's delayed.
Mhm.
It's delayed answering back. I can't see anything.
Oh shoot. Oh,
Really? The cold makes you more tense. Oh, but you guys have your cold is different. Our cold is fine. Our cold is like it's cold, but then during the day the sun comes out and really warms everything up. So we have beautiful winter here, but I think where some of these places you guys live in America, your cold is like it's horrible. Yeah, I wouldn't like that cold.
okay, no, but that's good that you're sweating. That means that your body is detoxing out the chemicals, the toxins in your body. So sweating is going to probably be the way of it for you, and that's just your natural body. That's good. That is your how you're going to release a lot of it. It also could come through. You can get a cold or something, and you'll get mucus coming out of your nose. So all of this, these are side effects of detoxing. So that's a good thing, and they're very minimal.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I
She,
sweat a
and
lot.
her, yep,
Something
yep, and her anxiety is down. Her depression is less. That is just wonderful. That is the magic of,
awesome.
yes, that's the magic of plant medicine. And yep, yes, and she did go down 8 milligrams on the Suboxone. That's I was right, and that's a huge jump, Anne, for that type of prescription drug.
Is it? I don't know what it is.
It's what they put them on whenever they're on like a opiate.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
If they're addicted to opiates, they put them on Suboxone, and then and Suboxone is just it's not good for the body whatsoever. It literally gets in the bones. That's why they lose their teeth.
Oh no, that sounds horrible. Goodness
Yeah, it
gracious.
is. It's horrible,
That's
and
like heroin.
they tell them that they'll never get off this medication. Never. That it's for life
Why?
because their addiction's for life.
Oh.
Instead of them facing their addiction and getting them to heal their body, mind, and soul and all their traumas, they just give them another prescription drug for the rest of their life. Yeah, to block those opiate receptors, to block them and block them and block them, and being on something that harsh like that for the rest of your life, that you're not going to live very long, and you're not going to have a very healthy life.
No. 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 Um. That's insane. So they want you to take another medication because your body's addicted to opiates, and they don't feel like you can come off the opiates for good by yourself.
Oh yeah, no, they create the problem and they have the fix.
That's good. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like I even heroin, like you can go cold turkey and then like be off of it for life, can't you? Like why would you need anything to like fix I don't know. It makes no sense. You have to be on something else so you don't have an addiction to opiates. Like just go cold turkey off the opiates and flush them out of your system. Isn't that a way better idea or solution?
Oh yeah. You'd think, right? Okay, she said, okay, so yeah, she's got some good information. She's gonna make a video of everything I'm saying is true. Oh, she's barely using any of her other meds. I'm just waiting for my heart doctor and the warfarin. I feel lighter and already feel sick when I am taking it, so it's double sick. Okay. Yeah, she'll be a little bit uncomfortable, but nothing compared to if she wasn't using mushrooms. See, she's using plant medicine for her side effects and to help her wing down and wing down and wing down, and here we go. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It does. It messes up
Mm.
the receptors so bad, and then it blocks up all their pathways to their serotonin, their dopamines, all their happy hormones, GABA receptors, everything. And it just causes a lot of problems. And then they can't show up. What do you think a person is like that has to wake up and show up that day being on 14, 20 pharmaceuticals?
That's
How
just
did
not a life.
No, it's not a life
That's
of
just
at
not a
all.
life. I
No.
would not want to be in that situation. Like, yeah, that's no way to
Mhm.
live. You're not really having a life. You're yeah, you're not really you. You're not your full potential in any way, shape, or form. You're just
Not
walking
at
around
all.
in.
It's kinda like a film on top of a film on top of a film on top of a film, and then to top it off, most of them can't sleep. They can't go to sleep for nothing, because they've lost complete connection to their melatonin, which the third eye produces melatonin.
Mhm. Don't you need dopamine to sleep too? Like, don't you need dopamine fixes hits throughout the day so that you sleep or something like that? Don't
Yeah,
you
the dopamine
shut
is well,
down
the
those
dopamine is
receptors?
very important for your happy hormone. You need your dopamines for happiness and serotonin, and that's why laughing. When you laugh so much, you create dopamines and
Mm-hmm.
serotonin.
Pretty sure you
And
get better sleeps when you have dopamine in your
yes,
system.
you get better sleep when you have your dopamines released to you the way that they're supposed to be released. With being in your joy and being happy.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you need
she's.
sleep. You need good proper sleep, good real proper sleep, not medicated sleep.
Oh
Because when
no.
you sleep, that's when your body's healing. Like, I'm very, very, um, like, anal about my sleep. Like, don't wake me up. When I'm asleep, don't wake me up. Because once I'm awake, I don't know if I can get back to sleep. But once I'm asleep. And that is like, that's my joyous time. That's when my
I
body
know.
heals. That's when my
I know.
battery, I feel it recharges. Sometimes I'll wake up from a sleep and I'll just be like, because I don't drink coffee like you. And I just feel so tired, but I'll keep going and going. And then I'll hit like a part of the day and I'll slide down and I'll just fall into the deepest sleep for even if it's 20 minutes. And when I come out of it, I'll be like, okay, that was the rest of the sleep that I needed.
Yeah, that
Like,
feels good. Catnapping is
oh
so
yeah.
good.
It is. Sometimes like when you don't drink coffee and you're just full natural from head to toe, you feel everything so much more and your body can like communicate with you so much better. So when you feel tired and whatnot, you know that you need to go like get that amount of sleep that your body is saying you need it, and you just got to get it some way or another, even if it's a 20-minute cat nap or it's a full hour, like, or if it's just going to bed earlier that night. But your body will say to you, you haven't had enough sleep, you need to sleep because your body needs to heal in this form, or it's not quite finished yet. And yeah, I love the feeling of just all natural, no coffee, I like it. It's helped me be so much more in control of who I am as a person, because when I have a feeling or emotion or anything happens, I know exactly why that's happening. You know, if I feel super tired, I know that I'm really tired because there's something to catch up on. If I'm upset about something, I know I'm upset and I have all that anxiety, and it's not coffee based. It's not, you know, coffee fueled anxiety. It's me. I got anxious because this is wrong and this is wrong. So everything's just much more clear to me when I'm like clean in the body. I
Yeah.
like it. I would not go back to drinking coffee anymore ever again because
Yeah.
I feel so free from not having that to that's what I need to get up in the morning and start my life. I feel so free that I can just
Yeah.
get up because I need to get up and start my day and keep going throughout my day. And if I need to lie down, then I'll lie down. But otherwise, it's all natural energy.
Yep. It
There's
feels good.
It does. There's no there's no high from the coffee where you get all excited, you say all this stuff, and then it's like you come down from it. It's like, fuck, I don't want to do that. No, that's sorry for my swearing. It's a spiritual channel, but like, you know what I mean? Oops. But yeah, you know, you have these great ideas because you're all buzzing from your caffeine fix, but then you come down from it, it's like, oh, like, no, I don't want to do it. But when you're like just nothing, it's just who you want to be, what you want to do. The
Yep.
ideas might get a bit more excited, but you have much more of a rein in of like, but do I feel up to that today? And you just, you know, you're more in touch
Yes.
with your
Yeah.
being.
I always say the human must have its slumber. And we have to slumber.
We
We
have
do.
to.
We
We
have
have
to.
to. We
And
have to.
yeah, and so Nova says I hadn't slept for years. Once I lost custody of my son, the only sleep I got was drug induced, and it was never refreshing. I
Yep.
now am sleeping. She is now sleep. She's getting real sleep. Just
Yay.
because, yes, because she has made the choice to get off some of these pharmaceuticals, lower her doses, and she's on mushrooms. She's doing mushrooms, and she's doing cannabis, and she's doing CBD. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a mixture. It's, a mixture of plant medicine. And she's also watching her diet now. She's taking the trash out of her diet. She's cleaning herself up.
Wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
she's seeing results so fast. And I know
You
it.
will.
This is what happens to people who actually put the work into their healing.
That's what I
Yeah.
did, Claudine. I
Yeah.
went against all odds of cleaning my body out, and I'm still cleaning it out, and it has made up such a difference in my mental health too. More than anything, my mental and emotional health is so much better off the cleaner that my body's been. Even when I get sad, it's just so much easier to do the positive thinking and bring myself out of it quicker because I don't wake up with all these like just feeling like crap. You know, I get my good sleeps and my thought process is much more clear and better. And so I mean I'm more prepared because, and that's how I prepare, is like just doing all those things, keeping my body clean, sleeping when I need to, you know. It's That's why I talk about it with you so much, and because that's how I did it. It's just cleaned out my body. There was no magic fix. There was no, you know, meditating and just something came down and poof, everything was better. Like
I know.
it doesn't. We think it's going to, but it's not. Even Kundalini energy people, anyone who's playing with this energy or sourcing this energy or trying to use it for healing, Kundalini energy will come in and it will go into your body and will start to move and you will feel it, and it can make you have psychosis. Like even the Kundalini books say this if it's not um like done properly. But Kundalini energy is not going to magically fix you. Kundalini energy starts to move in your body and it wants you to fix yourself and heal yourself. And it will swirl all around and you'll feel it get stuck. And those are blockages, and those are physical blockages that we have to heal. And when you heal a physical blockage, you also heal a spiritual blockage. And that's how it works. But it doesn't magically go in your body and just go boom and it magically heals you and fixes you. Like maybe it does for some of those gurus in the caves and they figured out how to do that, but for us people who are doing it, it's not a magic fix. Kundalini energy wants you to heal yourself, and that's what you're going to feel inside your body, and it's going to get stuck if your blockages, which are your physical blockages, are not clear. You know, the pathways in the lymphatic system that go all the way up to the head. But that's what Kundalini energy is. It wants you to heal yourself. So there's no magic fix. And healing yourself is eat healthy, do healthy things, be a healthy person, and, you know, connect all those things inside yourself. But definitely you got to clean out that body from the physical stuff, the physical crap that has been in it or that you continue to put in it.
Yeah, I just, well, you know this, Anne. I don't even know what to say. I'm just completely baffled at some of the things I see with these Kundalini groups and stuff, and physicians and Kundalini groups, and you know, I would never give my power up to someone like that. No,
Do
no, no,
not.
no, 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 never, ever. It's, I mean, to me, you would think, to me, it's private. And it's kind of has it's kind of scary to sit there and let yourself open up with somebody else to do some kind of kundalini yoga. You know, well, you know, they do the yoga, and you know, you really don't know what you're doing. You're setting yourself up for a lot of problems. Um,
Yeah.
I just would
Well,
say, you know, whatever that energy is, let it come natural, and just, you know, as it comes, it'll show you, you know, what you need to do. Again, I don't play with those energies. I don't do anything to summon them. I don't try to go in spaces where people are trying to do Kundalini energies. I did it a couple of times with Josh, because Josh does the Kundalini I think breath work and yoga. And I did it once with him and in a group. He was teaching a class here at my facility. And in the middle of it, I got up and went outside and said, no, thank you. I, I felt it in my waist instantly. Yeah. And I said, oh my gosh, what was that? I didn't like it. So, yeah. But you know, it's not one of my fortes, honestly. Like I said, with me, I just feel if it's something that happens naturally, you know, organically, then, you know, that's probably okay and, you know, healthy for the body. But anything than that, I would just be very careful. And I just kind of want to stress back on the sleep. Yes, and Nova said that she's getting more than a half an hour sleep at a time, which is great. And then she says emotionally stable. She's more emotionally stable because I have real sleep. I feel almost new. And that is exactly,
lovely.
I know. And that did, I don't think anyone understands. I don't think anyone can understand how big this is until you lose your natural sleep. Until you lose your natural sleep and you lose that connection to your melatonin, you you can't remember what it was like to have a good night's sleep, and unless you reminisce when you were a child. You know what I mean? When you were a child, I know when I was a child, I'd play and I'd go lay down and I'd be out like a light, and I didn't wake up. I didn't move, you know, for 8 or 9 or 10 hours. However, I've always been a sleeper. So I love to sleep. Um,
Same.
oh, I
I
love
love
it.
to
I
sleep.
love it. I used to love
That's
it
when
when I
my
used to have a
angels
moon.
talk to
Huh?
me. That's when
What?
my angels talk to me.
Oh yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm back home when I'm sleeping. I love it. I remember when I had my moon cycle. You know, it's the one thing I miss about having my moon cycle, because every month I would be able to have that moon cycle sleep, and there was nothing like it. And just like pregnancy sleep, there's nothing like it. You know what I mean? But I have it now. I've been sleeping. I sleep so hard. I make people, I mean, I can like really, people laugh at me. People make fun of me that have gone camping with me or hung out with me or stayed with me. And, because the minute my head hits the pillow, I'm gone. I'm out. I am
You're so
done.
lucky.
Yeah, and I'm done. I don't wake up until unless I gotta get up and go to the bathroom or something, but I don't wake up until like anywhere from 7 to 10 hours later on my own. I don't use alarm clocks.
Wow.
Alarm clocks. Yeah,
You're very lucky.
I don't ever have to use an alarm clock. I literally tell myself before I go to bed, okay, Claudine, you got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll look and say that's 8 hours from now. Like I'll do that tonight. You got 8 hours. You got to be up at 5 in the morning. And at 5 in the morning, I'm up. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm the same. I can be my own alarm clock. I can wake myself up. I saw I saw a interv like a Joe one of the Joe Rogan podcasts, and he was saying in it, he was talking about sleep, and he's like, "Oh, isn't it so strange that when we sleep, like all of us sleep, and when we sleep, we don't know what happens when we sleep, and we're just like lying down and just falling asleep, and we have these full like 8 9 hours where we don't know we don't know what's happening because we're just asleep, what our bodies are doing." And I thought that's a bit strange. Like, has he not met anyone in his life that like actually is really busy in their sleep, who actually does remember their sleep? Because I remember my sleep really well.
did you
I
say Joe Rogan?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the greatest paid opposition. Yeah.
is that what he is? It's so weird. It's like I thought someone as smart as him would have like at least like talked to someone who's had experiences like things in their sleep where they actually do know that their spirit is going somewhere and it's doing things and your body's rejuvenating. Like what a dumb thing to say as someone super intelligent like you. Like we when we sleep, we're like some of us do know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing when I sleep. I have sleep. Sometimes I have dreams where I have my psychic dream and I can see people and I can question, why am I seeing this person in my sleep? Like why am I seeing that who why are you in my dream? And I can come out of my dream, wake up, be awake for up to an hour easily, have a conversation, think about what I dreamt, be super puzzled, like why is this person and what are they doing? What are they trying to achieve? And I can go back to sleep and go back into that dream and actually ask the person, why are you in my sleep? Like, psychically, why are you like, what do you want to tell me? And they can tell me in my sleep, and I can come out of my sleep and be like, oh, that's what it was. And I can have the answer. Like that obviously we're doing because this is things that are like I can come back into 3D and see that this is a 3D thing. I can ask the person, they can say, yep, that's what it was. So obviously like our spirit is doing something when we sleep, and some of us can consciously do things when we're asleep. Like I don't know, I can't be the only person who experiences stuff like this. Like when I saw that comment,
No,
I'm just
I
like,
so
Joe
many.
Rogan.
No,
I
so many of us do. Remember?
Yes.
Do you remember that dream I had where you would? Okay, so anyone that's in the valley right now that lives in Arizona will know what I'm talking about. Remember? I don't know if you remember this, but this is like probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I had that dream of you and I flying down this street called 43rd Avenue.
Hmm.
It's right
Yeah.
down. It's right. It's where the facility is, and we were flying down 43rd Avenue. No, and it was so real. And we got to the light at this
Yeah.
light called Greenway, and you looked to your right, and I looked to my left. I saw what you were seeing, and you saw what I was seeing all at once. And then we saw like these three, I don't know what they were, but maybe three yeah, I guess they were spaceships or just three ships that hit the
Hmm.
ground. They both, three of them from your side and my side, and they just came down on
Hmm.
the ground. And we were like, we both looked at each other and said, oh shit. And boom, the dream was over with. I woke up.
We need to see the spaceships now.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
gonna happen.
or they were comets, or it was something that was round.
Something from the sky.
It was something, yeah. But we both knew what that meant, and we said, "Oh shit!" And it wasn't a bad feeling. We started laughing, and then I woke up. So,
Yeah.
no, and
I
I
have
same
so
thing.
many.
I can leave dreams, come back on my dreams. You know what I mean?
I had a dream just on the weekend about my old acupuncturist that I haven't seen in like over a year now, and I kept waking up from the dream and going back into my sleep and finishing another part of the dream, waking up again, going, what's going on? Why are you here? Going back into my sleep, seeing another part of the dream. And I got the full message. It was like in 4 or 5 lumps because I kept waking up, but it was like continuous from the time I went to sleep to the time I woke up in the morning and finally got out of bed. And I'm like, okay, I need to go tell him. Like, this was, and I messaged him, and it was like exactly like everything that I saw in the message and how it all played. And it was exactly what was going on, what he needed to hear, the message, whatnot. But like, it came in 4 different things. It was almost, the way I would explain it, it's like smelling a really strong, when I wake up from them, I can tell when it's real because I can feel the energy, and it's almost like smelling a really sweet perfume and being pulled back into the sleep with that smell of the sweet perfume, and then continuing smelling it. And that's the dream. And I wake up and that perfume smells still there, and it puts me back into my sleep. And then I finish a little bit more. But this happens a lot these days.
Yeah. And then it's so I love it how I have color in my dreams too.
Color.
Uh
Color means something. People need to take
yeah.
notice of colors when they see
Yeah, I
them.
have a lot of colors. Oh, I'll never forget when I was pregnant with my first child. Holy moly, I had so much color in those dreams. I'll never forget those dreams with my first pregnancy. Woo, that was so cool. Um, okay. You see the messages that
Oh,
are
we're
coming
open.
in. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. I thought someone was coming at the door here at my facility. They're just reading my windows, I think. But anyways, yeah, sleep is like it's fun. It is so much fun.
It
And I feel
is.
sorry for people who can't get sleep. But if you can't get sleep, you guys, and you have a hard time sleeping, come see me. I'll get you sleeping naturally,
We
organically.
will. Mm-hmm. The good type. The good sleep.
Yes.
The
Yep.
good
Like
sleep. The
the
healing
main
sleep.
thing. Yep, some good healing sleep. It's
Mm-hmm.
just there's nothing like it. There, and you know what? You can't sell that. You can't bottle that up. It only
No.
comes from when you are detoxed and you live a clean life and you're happy and you're joyous and you're being true to yourself and you're not living lies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing. You got to stop living your lies.
Yep.
Um, yep,
Because the lies haunt you when it's bedtime. That's the problem. It's
yep,
when you go to lie down and you
yep,
close your eyes and all those thoughts and all that stuff starts to swirl around in your head, and it goes round and round and round. And then you can't sleep because you got anxiety and worry because you're living a lie. So,
you're living a lie and you're dirty and
yeah.
you're not your vessel's not clean. And then to top it off, where you're sleeping, your space where you're sleeping is probably toxic too. That's a big one that I learned not too long ago. That yeah, you've got to keep your space where you sleep always sacred. So when people give you things and you put them in your room and you use them, you got to make sure that they're of clean. They come from another clean vessel. So
Amen.
yeah, I
Amen.
was sleeping.
Don't even
Yeah,
have like mirrors and stuff in your room when you sleep, especially really sensitive, energy sensitive people.
yeah.
Don't have mirrors.
Or
Because
TVs, or
yeah, or
TVs.
TVs.
And
They're not
then
good.
and then another thing that we should talk about is these your phone chargers, you guys. You've got to be really careful with with your phone chargers when you go to sleep. They emanate a lot of bad frequencies and it's radiation. There's a graph that Anne sent me today. I wish I could put it on the screen of how when, especially an Apple phone, I guess they release extra EMF waves, and it was showing part of the brain and part of the chest and the side of the body that it affects really bad. I mean, the body was just lit up on this graph, and
It's great. They're all the parts of my body where I struggle with my blockages the most. Right, round the ears, all down the side. I guess it's like your lymphatic system and stuff, but that's probably the hardest part to move in your body is the lymphatic system in your head because it's like hard. It gets stuck up there. So like I got to massage it really hard and try to shifted and move it, but they're all the parts that I struggle with the most in my body, and they're all this. That's why I sent it to you, because it's like that's all the spots I struggle with the most in my lymphatic system, and they're all the parts that they're saying a phone. And I remember before any, like I would have an iPad, a phone, and I would charge it and I'd stick it either at my head or under my pillow. Like I don't know how many years I slept and did stuff like that. I'd watch my iPad till like 12, 1 o'clock at night, in the morning, and then, put it on charge and put it next to me. And now I have lots of blockages I'm trying to clear, and they're all in those spots that on that graph we're saying really get it the most. From plus at work I use I have to use a mobile phone to take the orders at work, so I'm constantly I can feel it too. It burns when I put the phone there.
I'm always on speaker. Yeah. Hi, Mom. I see you, Mom. I see that you're here. Thank you, Mom, for watching. I don't think she's ever watched one of my lives.
No, it's your
Yeah.
mama.
It's my mama.
Your mama.
That yeah, no, we just wanted to stress that. I put mine in airplane mode, and I never really thought about the whole plugging in the cord. It is on the other side of my room, so I do have this EMF blanket. I'll go grab it really quick, you guys, so I can show you. And yes, Mom, I am talking about what I did to your router. I put one of these protectors on my mom's router, and she did not like it. And she didn't like it at all. And then I made it look nice and neat and clean and stuff. And she hasn't said anything about it. But I go, Mom, trust me, this is for the EMF. She has no clue what I'm talking about at all. She's so funny. But I have this EMF. Yeah, I have these blankets that I get. I buy them on Amazon. Huh?
I need one.
Yeah, I bought this one off of Amazon. It's EMF material. And I put this everywhere, like on top of my computer. I put it all over the place. And then I have these that I actually put on my routers. And these things only cost like $15. They're not that expensive at all. And then these right here, you put on your routers, on your EMF, on your routers, and they're little bags.
And you put it over.
Yeah, and I have them all over my facility in here, and this blanket was just on my routers and all the stuff I have, and I still have connection. I don't.
The connection's fine. It doesn't like suffocate it or anything.
Well, you and I are talking, and I've been doing these lives, and I haven't had any problems. So yeah, no, they work, and I know they work because I also own an EFM gun. It's a radar gun, an EMF radar gun, and I point them at my stuff, at anything that has electricity coming from it, and it'll show you how much EMF radiation it is throwing at you. And then when you put the blanket on it, or you put one of these covers on, you can point the gun, and it goes. It's just down to zero.
Really? I need to get that. I need these things.
Yeah, no, it's fast.
I can put it on top of, at least cut something. Because, that EMF stuff is not good. I've even seen a few chiropractors are saying that, the watches, the Apple watches, they're causing like neck pain and not as much strength and stuff in your arms and stuff because the watches, because they're taking in the EMF, they're affecting, all your inside your body and stuff too. And I do agree with that, because anything that's live, and then you're putting it on your body.
In these contracts with these Apple phones and watches, Apple watches, Android phones. Okay, how about this? Smartphones. I'm sorry, smart watches. I'm so sorry, you guys. I can't talk. Yeah, I can't. The smart watches. They are very, very, very toxic. I would never own one. I don't
No.
have anything. I have nothing on me. I wear my little pearls and I wear my little EMF protector right here, shungite, and I do have a shungite bracelet that I do wear sometimes. I don't have it on today because it's cold. So, I just don't do it right now. I will not do it. I am healthy and
No
I've
way.
got my
I would
lymphatic
not.
system going good and I am
Mhm.
feeling the healthiest I've ever felt in my life. There's no way I'm putting any of this stuff on me. I'm not doing it. I'm not jeopardizing it. I'm not risking it.
No
And
way.
there's not a phone call or a text that's important that I need to have it on my no. And,
No. I can't think
mm-mm.
of anything worse, and they don't look good. Sorry, but they don't. They look
They're all the thing right
so.
now. They're all the
Oh
rage.
my! I know
Everybody's
my boss.
got
I
them.
think they look so dorky. They just look. I don't know. They're just. When if someone's wearing one of them watches, I just. Yeah, I don't know. It just makes me go.
Oh,
That just doesn't look
and
very good.
Nova says yes. She stopped wearing her Fitbit because it was burning her. She felt like it
Yeah.
burned. Yeah, she just commented on that. I've never owned one, so I don't know.
No,
Well,
they can't be good for you. They can't
back
be
in
good
the
for
day, I had a GPS, a huge one. This is so funny. I wonder if any of you guys remember this because, yeah, I'm a longtime runner. This is many, many years ago. This is probably over 10 years ago. And I would have a GPS thing to show how far I ran. It was real big. It was on my,
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've done those types of things.
yeah, I
I never
still
really
have mine,
got.
I think.
I never really got into wearing live things on my body. I think I
Uh-huh.
always naturally wasn't like they burnt me. I'd always feel even my phone if it's in my pocket, I can feel even if it's not on, I can feel the heat from it on like wherever I'm holding it. So I always want to put it like up somewhere. But those watches and stuff, yeah, they're hot. I think I had something. I can't. I think I had one of those Fitbit type ones. Like my ex husband gave it to me, and I didn't like it. I don't like the feeling of how it feels on my skin. It does. It burns. But I don't now. I would not wear one. I don't even
No.
wear like normal jewelry because
Yeah.
even like when I was doing acupuncture, the lady was struggling to get my chi to move properly, and I used to wear a lot of jewelry and lots of rings and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of heavy metals in my body, and she said if you got lots of heavy metals and you're wearing that stuff, it can actually stop and slow down the circulation
Yes.
and
Yes.
weigh you down.
Facts.
So I took it
Facts.
all off and I feel so much better. Like my
Yes.
hands used to feel a bit arthritic and stuff and the bones, and ever since I took off all my rings and I massage, they move better, my wrists
Yep.
move better. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
When
I
I
agree. I'm like you, I don't wear earrings, I don't wear necklace, like I
no,
my
it's all
body seems to
natural. Yeah.
reject it.
Yeah. This is just a rope, a silk rope. It feels really nice on my neck, and then it holds a
Mhm.
shungite, and it's tied in a knot in the back. And like I said, I have a shungite bracelet. Now I do have my pearl earrings in, and this is very interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they're natural, but this is a very interesting thing with my earrings is if I put my earrings in, or if one of my earrings starts to bother me, I know that there's something going on with my lymphatic system, that it's not draining properly. Yep.
Mhm.
My ears instantly, like, how the lymphatic system is very much up here in your
Uh,
neck.
oh, yeah.
Very, very important. You have a very, very heavy lymphatic system present right here in the ears, right here, right? And
Very.
so and if I put on any other earrings or anything else, I don't do that. But when I have my pearls in, I know. So that's why I always wear pearls so
Mhm.
that I know where, yeah, if I've got anything starting to inflame or whatever. And then another way that I know that if I've got some kind of inflammation going on with my lymphatic system, or my lymphatic system is not draining properly, my armpits. My armpits do not become a pit, they become a puff.
A
So
puff, which you
a
don't
puff.
want. You want a pit, not a puff.
You want
That
a
is
pit,
the
not a
golden
puff.
rule. Yep.
It's for real. Then why do they
It's
call it the
true.
armpit? They call it the armpit for a reason. So,
Yep. You want a pit, not a puff. I have
yeah.
puff. I'm always having to massage it. It's very interesting with both my children. when they were babies, I could breastfeed them for 2.5 months. And when I would get to that 2.5 months, I couldn't breastfeed them. My body would just shut down, stop producing milk. And, I had to go to pediatricians because all the nurses and doctors were like, oh, you're just stressed. You need to go home and relax and the milk will come through, or you need to eat this. But then I went to a pediatrician. He goes, oh, 5% of women, this happens to them. But I am of the opinion now that it's because of my lymphatic system that I had that issue, because that is where everything just all sits, and I feel like the pain in my breast area and stuff, like, and it's so overloaded, but I feel it all there. But I remember when I used to breastfeed, I would feel the milk coming up like through, and then it would come out and I would feed the baby, and then it would just get to this period of time, I think, when the baby wanted to eat more, that my body would just go, and I wouldn't feel, there was no milk that was being able to come through. And I feel like I feel like it was because I've always had a lymphatic issue. I just didn't realize it at the time. But
I
I was very overloaded. But yeah, I think it's a big possibility why I had this issue with both my kids, because my
yeah.
lymphatic system just would go up. We can't we can't produce stuff as well, and we can't produce as much as you need anymore, and just because
I don't think people understand how important their lymph nodes are. And I don't think a lot of people understand that your lymph nodes go from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet, especially your feet, because the lymphatic system, when it drains, it goes up. It goes against gravity. So I just don't think, I don't think that that type of education is just taught to, especially the Americans, until they end up having like thyroid, overactive, underactive thyroid problems, or, thyroid cancer, or, whatever can go wrong with the thyroid. That's when they start to pay attention. Oh, oh, dang. And then a big thing that's out here is, if you have any thyroid problems, what's a really popular thing for the doctors to do, they just take your thyroids out of your neck. They just take
and
them.
or they just give you medicine that's really not good for you, for your
Oh
thyroid.
yeah,
Like, and then
yeah.
it just makes more health problems. So yeah, and actually, doctors don't seem to know much about the lymphatic system.
Mm-mm.
They know the medical stuff for your body, but they don't know the lymphatic system. Like, when I was having all my issues, they would just go, "Oh, I think you need to go see a naturopath. I think you need to go talk to a naturopath, or you need to," and they would just push me off. And when I would ask them questions, they just had no answers for me. Like, they gave me nothing when it came to my lymphatic system, and they would
They
just sit
told me to
there
go to a
like,
naturopathic doctor. I went to a naturopathic doctor. I had a naturopathic doctor, and
mm,
that person still didn't know anything about didn't help me whatsoever with my lymphatic system. Kept blaming it on the kidneys or the liver, or everything but the thyroid system. And I kept saying, no, I think my thyroid system's going out. No, I think there's I would use it, try to explain it to them in so many different words, and she was still like just dropping on deaf ears. I had to figure it out on my own.
mm-hmm. Well, it
Yep.
is the liver and the kidney. Like, that's all part of the lymphatic
It's,
system.
okay,
Like,
indeed. But
all of
that
it.
was already taken care of. I had fixed those
Yes.
issues. Those issues were, if they weren't healed, they were very close to being healed. The symptoms and the signs I had, if she was a good doctor or naturopathic doctor, they would have known. They would have said, "Oh, yes, you have your lymphatic system is slowing down and it's not draining properly."
It's
That's what I kept
stagnant.
telling her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they would have said you had a stagnant or whatever, but no, it was always being blamed on something else. So even they
Mm-hmm.
don't even, really know. I
No,
mean,
no one really knows.
yeah, I'm sure there are doctors out there that do specialize in the lymphatic
Mm-hmm.
system, and I have seen them on videos. I have seen them on YouTube, and thank God that they exist, because they're the ones who help me with teaching me how to do a good lymphatic system massage. And that is the number one way to get, and that in a lymphatic diet, a sugar-free diet, to get your lymphatic system to get it flowing and being healthy again. And yes, massaging is so important, and
Yes.
vibrating and jumping after you
Yes.
do the massaging, and getting on a jumper or get on your heels and jump. And
Mm-hmm.
then you slapping yourself, slapping after your massage, you have to slap it too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All of it. And
yep,
yeah,
all of it.
I
I do it.
and
I do it every morning.
same. I just do. I have. I wake up. I have my papaya and lemon water, and I brush my teeth. I wash my face, and then I go and I do like exercises, like just 3 sets, and it's all jumping and um, yeah, just things to like get my lymphatic system going. And you feel it. You feel it move, and I do squats because you can feel it like in your hips, and you want to move all those things around and get some flexibility in your body. And but yeah, that's how I start my day, and I feel great doing it.
Yep.
The connection is gone.
Uh-oh. Not mine. Hey, can you hear me?
Are you there?
I'm here. Are you
Connection
there?
got lost.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how I start
All
my
this
day.
stuff,
Starts
yeah.
thinking about lymphatic system.
I don't know how anyone can ever be bored if they're taking care of themselves and healing.
I know. It's an everyday job. It is.
You
Like,
know?
but it's good. I like it. But because it keeps you occupied too. Like you're thinking, but you're not thinking like selfishly about yourself. Like, oh, what's good? But you're just thinking about what's the best things for me to do so I can be my best self. Like, and I think when you're concentrating on yourself like that, it's a positive way to concentrate on yourself. Like we all concentrate on ourselves, but we tend to do it in like a selfish way, or like but when we're doing it in a healthy way and things to so that we're better people, so we feel better, so we're happier, I think that then comes out in your like in who you are, because
Yeah.
that's the energy you're putting into yourself. So if we're going to be selfish about your health, you know
It's
don't be
not being
selfish about
selfish.
what's good for you, what's going to happen for you. Hey.
It's not being selfish, and it's not being conceited. It's
No.
just being a smart human. And when you put yourself first and you take care of yourself, and it's a lot of work. I mean, I'm never bored. I'm not bored because, I got to grow my food. I've got to put my food together. I've got to get in the garden. Then I have to heal myself, all this work. Because how am I going to help take care of other people if I'm not in a good condition?
Mm-hmm.
I can't be a
Exactly.
caregiver if I'm not, in good health. And that's how I feel. Like if I'm not in good health and I'm not feeling right, I'm not going to counsel anyone that day or that week. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to show up, because if I can't be my best and be my authentic, true self and give them 1000% of me, then you know what I mean? I'm not worthy of being with them and collecting their money. So,
True.
yeah,
True. I just
that's
I
how
just
I
do it
feel.
so I can get through the day and have energy and go to work and tolerate people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too when you've got, so much going on, and, you have to be careful with who you're, releasing that energy to and who you're sharing your energy with, because, you just can't let anyone tap into your energy field. It'll make
Yep.
you exhausted. Like when you get off when you get off of work, I bet you are so exhausted allowing everyone penetrate your energy field.
Oh yes, I'm tired. I definitely feel it when I do that. After 2 days of it, I'm just like, ooh, I don't want to talk to anyone for a bit. But I'm a lot better now. I think I've done a good job of learning how to protect myself better with
Yes.
people.
Mhm.
I think as a psychic and being energy sensitive, you have to learn real quickly. Um, how to build those protection walls around you, but good ones, not protection walls that like that that hinder you more, you know, that block you, but just ones that are nice and strong, but you can still like um you know, go into the energies, feel them, process them and stuff, and but you can filter them out a lot faster. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yeah.
it,
That,
it helps
you know,
your
you
your
and I talked.
mind.
We've talked so many years about protecting ourselves and doing the shields and all the practices we had. You know, to me, it's just very easy. It just comes very natural. You know what I mean? I just get that energy protection, like you said, a very healthy one, so that I can at least read people and, you know what I mean? And know how much to give and how much to not let them come in. And, um, you know, it takes practice. It really does.
Do
And, but it's very
people,
important.
I don't I don't know if anyone's watching, but for anyone watching, like, do people know and understand how to create these energy fields? Like, they're very real when you create them. Like, I used to think this was a load of rubbish until I like was forced to accept the spiritual world and accept that it's a very real thing, because energy is a real thing whether we see it or not, and as humans we are energy. So I really had to like catch up because I was so sensitive and I had never learned how to create these protections around me. But I wonder if people actually know how to do them. Like, they're actually a lot easier than it sounds, in the way that maybe you hear that, oh, I have a protection around me. They're actually a lot easier to create for yourself than you realize. But you have to actually you have to you have to put time into it, you have to put practice into it, and you have to put thought into it. And over time you create, they get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you feel them more, and you feel when they're down, and you feel when they've got holes in it. And you can also feel, for me, I can always feel, because I have such a strong one around me, I can always feel when there's going to be bad energy is coming at me, so I can prepare myself. Like, I can just feel in the simulation, like, okay, there's some hard stuff that's about to come at me, because my energy field is picking up on something, and I'll prepare myself, and I'll know time to ground and time to be strong in myself and what's coming for me. And but yeah, I you know, I'm constantly putting that energy field around me, but consciously. So, you know, I wonder if other people like understand how that works. I have a lot of people ask me, oh, how do you put an energy field around you? How does that work? But yeah, you don't have to go like deep into meditation to create it, but I will say it helps when you take moments out to be quiet and kind of, you know, close your eyes and go into a space inside yourself. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but when you meditate, your consciousness comes to, like, it kind of comes back and it sits inside itself and it goes quiet, and you feel it. It's very like, it goes right down the middle, you know, comes back into there, and you kind of calm yourself. And when you're in that space, I find it's really good. You imagine a white sheet. You can have gold, white, blue, whatever color you want to create for your shield. And you feel it coming out of your body, and you bring it up, and you imagine it around yourself, and you just do this kind of practice all the time in your mind, in your meditation. But I do think it's important to take those quiet moments and start to create your shield like that, and even speak it as you're doing it. Say some kind of affirmation, and but really imagine this shield and command it to come out and create out of you. But you should also practice creating your shield in the physical, and this is where I like to teach people when I can, that really want to learn how to do this. You got to do everything you want in the spiritual. You have to, most of the time, do something in the physical to create the spiritual, if that makes sense. Like the two do go hand in hand. So if you're creating this shield around you and you want the shield to get strong and bigger, you also have to create that in the physical. So that means you stop bringing crap friends into your life, and you start, even crap relatives and just crap people. And you start to, keep your door a bit more shut to this kind of riffraff. And by doing it in the physical, like if you have a friend and every time you see them, they're just bringing you down, it's just this negative and you don't feel good. You know what? It's okay to take yourself away from that and say, this isn't good for me. This is not helping me right now in how I'm feeling. Maybe at a different time when you're stronger, that would be great. But you don't have to be there and listen. If it's not serving you, it is okay to say no to that. Okay, you know what? You just go a little bit over there. And when you do that, you creating your shield. You are putting more into that shield that you are creating in your meditation and in your mind. You're creating that in your physical energy field too. So that's what I say. You need to, like, say if I'm getting just tons and tons and tons of dreams about someone, and I don't like that I'm getting all these psychic dreams, and they're just, I will actually go to that person and I will say, please do not speak my name, do not talk about me, because they're doing something that's attaching to me, so it's making their energy. So I will physically go and say to them, please stop talking about, do not have my name in your mouth, blah, blah, blah. And I will do it physically to the person, and it will cut the connection for me. And it will create a shield so that person can't penetrate in my dreams anymore with their energy. But I physically have to do it. Does that make sense? You can't
Yes.
just create a shield around you in meditation and think the angels are just going to protect you magically. You as a human have to shut the door.
You have
I
to
once
protect yourself.
I once heard I had all these flies coming into my house, and just you know it was just a mess. And I was like, but also had it in the physical, and I'm like, it's spiritually, things were happening. I'm like, how do I keep the flies out? And all I heard was, you got to shut the door. Like, you got to shut the door to the flies, and you got to shut the door to the energies, and you got to stop letting these people through your house, through your door, because that is how you create that physical shield, but energetically. Does that make
Yes.
sense? To keep the flies out, you got to keep your door shut so the flies don't come in. So, you know, keep your house clean, keep your surroundings inside where you live, your room, your kitchen, keep those clean, because your space inside your energetic field is going to be cleaner too. When you are clean inside yourself and your energy, your space will be cleaner too. You will find this. I have done this. I've done the hard work, and as I cleaned my energy field inside myself, I just want my house to be clean all the time. Like, I don't like to see yucky, dirty kitchen. I just need it clean. Whereas when I was in a bad space, I was just, everything was sloppier, everything was dirtier. But as I cleaned up my energy field, my space became cleaner. I keep the door shut to crap people. I keep my conversations short with crap people. Like, I create these things in my physical, and they translate into my spiritual energy and shield, and it goes hand in hand, and it does work. I am living proof that it is possible and it works. And a naturally I'm not naturally into spiritual. Like, I want to be spirit, but I am a very, very sensitive person when it comes to the spiritual world and energy and stuff. So I had to learn to create these things for myself to better protect myself in my everything, in my psyche, in my emotions, in my sleep, in my physical. So, yeah. For anyone wanting to learn how to create that shield energetically, that's how I would say or teach someone to do it. Do it in meditation and create that bubble, but also do it in the physical, and it will go hand in hand. And practice, practice, practice is how you get it strong.
Yep. It becomes natural after a point, after you do it enough, that it just becomes natural. I have
Nice.
kind of I do different types of shields. I bring mine from my solar plex because I know my solar plex is what's the strongest part of my chakra system. And I
Mhm.
bring that vortex out from my chakra. I bring it up. I do a couple of different shields. I do a cleansing shield. I do a protection shield. Um,
Mhm.
I do a shield where sometimes I know that I'm being attacked.
Mhm.
That's a different shield that I'll put up when I know I'm being attacked. Like Anne
Mhm.
goes to them physically and tells them to stop running their mouth about her because they're attacking her in her sleep. But when you are being psychically attacked during the day, I do my shield. I can put it up. I can feel who the person is. I can actually through that pull them into my energy and look at their face, and then I will zing them and send them back. Usually that leaves them and they'll leave me alone. But if they come back for more, they're going to get a lot more than a zing. And and then if they come back and if I do feel threatened or something like that, hey, I'll take them out and send them right back to their creator.
It's fun.
Those are usually things that are not of human. So but yeah, no, I have these energy fields too, and when I first started doing them, I made a game out of it. I really had a good time. I mean, I put the cape on and everything. I went all Wonder Woman on it.
I just created a big bubble. I just needed a big
Oh
bubble
yeah,
around,
yeah. No, I
and
mean,
I
I
feel
do.
that bubble. I
Yeah,
have that
indeed.
bubble when I'm at work. I feel that bubble, Claudine.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, like I have it up, and I can feel it between me and the person. I can see when someone walks into it, and they kind of go whoop, and then they just their brain kind of goes all mumble jumbled, and they don't. And I can tell that's just my energy field just messing with your energy right now, and everything you thought you were going to come at me and say and do and be, it's just all gone blank in your
You
head.
zing them. Yeah, that's you giving your zing. That's what I'm saying. Like I give them a zing, warnings, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And once you practice this, like I said, it just becomes a normal thing. It's real. This is very real stuff.
Very
I don't
real.
know if anyone's ever told anyone, but here on this planet, we are in a real war.
Yep.
And bad energies are everywhere. And it's
Oh
just that
yeah.
easy. It's that
Yep.
we are that powerful. Again, I call myself a celestial,
Mhm.
and we are that powerful that we can do that with our energy. And I mean, I'm serious. We are so powerful that we can send if they are if they're endangering us in any way, and and we feel that we need to take them out, we are that powerful to take an energy out and send it right back to its creator. Where I mean, because we warned them. We warned them, and not everyone here, and it's not here for our best interest. So,
Mhm.
do what you got to do, in this war that we were, that we're in, that no one told us about.
Do you know
So,
a lot of people are walking around thinking that what they're doing is, they're all in their right mind and, this is who they are. But actually, there's a lot of people walking around with entities that they carry that are part of who they are, that they've created for themselves. And some people are having full spirits. Like, say, if you come across someone who has very, very bad jealousy and they have a jealousy bout, you will feel that jealousy so strongly. And that is not because the person is so strong. That is because the spirit of jealousy is so, so strong. That Jezebel spirit that is going to come through that person with that jealousy, it is truly the green monster. And you will feel it, and you feel it more because they are succumbing to a very powerful demon and spirit, and it's working through them to attack you. And
yes.
you're gonna feel it's terrible when you get these certain spirits. If you have, say, if you come across as a male, you come across a woman who has a very strong incubus, entity attached to her, and she flirts with you, and it's going to be a different kind of type of coming at you than if just a normal silly girl is flirting with you and being cutesy. When you have an incubus or a succubus spirit attached to you and you come with that energy to that other person, it is a very different energy that you're going to feel, and it's going to attach to your mind and your energy. And the person might not even be that good looking, but it gets you, and you keep thinking, and you're like, oh my God, I can't get this person out of my heart. Sometimes you're dealing with the succubus spirit or an incubus spirit. It's that simple. And you think you're so captured and infatuated, but really you're just so intoxicated by their succubus spirit or their incubus spirit. And that's what you're dealing with these days.
Oh yeah, those spirits are all over. They
They
are
are very strong,
everywhere. And I
and they work through people.
Yes, they do. And they're all over here in America, especially where I'm at. I see that in so many people, and I've been attacked recently, the last
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks. Anne knows about it, by some of
Mm-hmm.
these energies that, people that, have come around me, and you know it instantly. You cannot miss that
They're
energy. It is
strong.
so strong.
Yep.
And don't blow it off. Don't blow it off like
Nope.
it's something, because
And
shield
they make you
yourself up.
sick.
Hmm.
They will make you sick.
Yes, it is.
You will
And it
not feel
stinks.
good.
And it's stinky. It is stinky, 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 stinky.
It comes with
It
like,
really isn't attractive. I don't know.
no,
It's
no,
not. It's not
I don't like
attractive at
them.
all.
They're yucky. It's like, it's seedy. It's like a seediness that you feel with some of these spirits and entities that come through people. No, sorry, the demons and the spirits that come through people's entities are what they've created. It is part of them. Entities are okay, but they will feed on you, and the human isn't aware that their entity is feeding off you. That's for you to figure out. But when you come in contact with people who have spirits working through them, and you know incubuses and succubuses, I wouldn't say that they're entities. I would say they're more demonic because they're from the marine spirit realm and stuff.
They're from
So
the
they're
lower realms. They
and
are from the
and they're
lower
not
realms,
part of,
definitely.
yeah, and they're not part of you. They just work through you. And when you can rid yourself of those spirits and not let them work through you anymore, you can be full rid of them. Whereas an entity, a person's entity, can stay in them. They can clean it out. They can become aware of it so they can use it better and stuff. But the spirits and the demons are not fun to. You feel it. They make you feel sick. They make for me, they make my gut feel real sick, and it's a seediness. And I can tell I'm not working with the human. I can tell I'm working with something much, much
Oh,
deeper.
yeah, not organic, and not organic human
No.
at all. And then another thing I like to, say, and I do say this quite often, is that darkness doesn't have its own energy. It does not have its own energy, so it has to attach to light for it to have energy. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of that. And it seems like a lot of humans are just very happy in this, crazy dark entity, um, energy that, they have accumulated. And they just kind of get comfortable with it, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
they become very comfortable. They become
know.
comfortable. Sometimes to stir up these spirits and get them out of you, there's going to be a bit of like releasing from your head, so you're going to feel like maybe not so together, and you're going to feel scared because they're kind of like your comfort zone to go back to, of like, when you're not feeling super like sexy or something, maybe you can go back and source that energy of that succubus spirit to come through you, so you can keep going out there and being all slimy with your flirtatiousness. And like, they're energies you can source off of, and they're going to make you maybe have that high for a split second. But so when you have to get rid of them, you can feel quite like, it's a, you feel your brain kind of has to be re-jumped, because it's you that has to then be organic in yourself. So I can see it's a comfortable space. It's like, that trauma space that you go back into to work from. And that's where the energy or that spirit lies in. And it's very deep, but it's very real. And the more people can understand just how we were created and how we work, and that we're actually, when you're not aware of certain things, they can work through you a lot better and they don't make you feel good. Like, having to put on all that makeup and all cake your face and all that stuff just to go out to get someone to look at you, like that doesn't make you feel good. That you're going to come home from that and you can take off all that makeup and you're going to, you know, or maybe you took a guy home or the guy took the girl home, and but the next morning, how are you going to feel? You're just going to feel like shit again. Like who knows what STD you might have picked up, or you know but you're just going to feel like crap. And that's because that spirit, it worked through you that night. It needed a high. It got a high through you, because spirits are not singular. They're not like us as humans. We get to be singular and we get to feel, and that ego. Spirits don't. So they jump into your body and they hijack your mind, because they still get a high off of what the human does. They get to feed, their energy gets to get nice and full, and oh, I feel good because I jumped into that human and I got to have that excitement, but now I've got to jump out, and the human just, you just feel like shit now. But that spirit just got a good big belly full because you did what you did, and it got, re-energized in its spirit. So, that's what we are as humans. We can have these things that work through us, and if we're not aware of ourselves, they can affect us a lot easier, and they have access to us a lot easier. And you go drink that alcohol and you're giving away your control over your mind, body, and spirit, and those spirits will just come in and, oh, okay, let's go for a little ride of excitement. So you're not going to feel good the next day, that's for sure. I know that much. You use any of these spirits or any of these demonic, type of energies, you're just gonna feel real crap. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they do. They don't make you feel good.
And it works just as well as the opposite side of the spectrum. Just think about it when you go in the forest or when you go to the beach and you're barefooted and you're out there with Mother Nature, or like I said, or you're on an ocean or a lake or a river, or wherever nature is. You go there and it feels so divine. It feels so good. And you just know that you're somewhere that is elevating you and feeding you and filling your cup up. So you know what feels right and what doesn't feel right.
That's what we were meant to be. That's when we go into Mother
Exactly.
Nature. That's us connecting back to our Creator.
Hmm.
That's
Yes.
who that's what we were
Yes.
created for. Was to be these human beings that, but we got hijacked, and so we
Yes.
got
Yeah.
we got to
So
find ways to go and feel fresh again.
and it just is like I just wanted to show, just the doom and gloom of it, of course, but then there's always the other side of it that is just so beautiful. So, going out there and grounding and being with nature as much as possible is gonna feed your soul and feed your body and your mind in ways that nothing else can. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and it just feels, and again, even though we can't do this that often, I know it's hard for most of us. It's very, very difficult for me to get naked and just immerse yourself in Mother Nature's best. And for anyone who can do that, do it as much as possible, ground in that way, because I can
Mhm.
only imagine how, I know how it feels. I've done it a few times, um, but it's not something I get to do every day. So I wish I could. I wish I could, but I don't live in an area where I could be naked immersing myself in the grass. Yeah, I'd probably get arrested.
I know, right? That's why I have animals, but because animals I find is like a quick fix into connecting
Yes,
with
yes,
nature.
yes.
It's like my battery that I can pick up and
Oh,
source
yes.
all of their energy.
Exactly, especially like when I've come in contact with something, a very low vibrational person, and they have tried to penetrate me, and I had to shield up. And so that I can bring myself, back into my harmony and to feel better again. Playing with an animal for 15 or 20 minutes will always bring me back into my sovereignty and my happiness and my joy, because they are just such amazing conditional love.
Mm. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's live energy. It's
Uh-huh.
live energy creator, which is Mother Nature. Mother.
Yes.
Even
Yep.
plants. Go
Yep.
water
Or
some
spending.
plants. Go sit out with the plants. Go
Oh
smell
yeah,
some
sitting with
flowers.
the plants. Yeah, sitting with the plants. Or this morning, it was so amazing. I've had a heck of a time with my garden this year. I got a different space where I'm at. A lot of changes in my life this season. So I got to forage some of my some stuff that I've grown. I got all my lettuce. I got to forage my butter lettuce and stuff that I grew. Actually, got to eat it today. I've only have a few things that actually made it through this crop, because it was so hot for so long. Then it got really cold and it got really hot. So the plants were just really confused. But I got my butter lettuce, that, and I still got more coming. So I'm super excited about that. My greens are coming in, my beets are coming in, my onions are coming in, but a lot of stuff did not come in. So but anyways, just being out there and being connected with them and having to cut that all down. I'm sorry, but thank you. I'm sorry, but thank you as I'm cutting it. And it felt good. It just felt so good to be
It
out there.
does.
It does. It really does. I
I
felt good
love it.
being outside yesterday. I played basketball for 2.5 hours yesterday with my grandson.
That's good.
Yeah, that
That's
felt
another
really
way.
good. Yeah, my hands were so dirty. I forgot how dirty your hands get playing basketball.
I like basketball. I always could get the
Yeah.
hoops in. I was a good shooter.
Yeah, I like once I got my rhythm, I was fine. And then I got bored. And so I was trying to make the baskets backwards. I would go backwards and try to make the ball hit go in backwards. I never made it. I must have made at least 50 shots and I never made it in once backwards.
That's what our world's trying to do, trying to throw the hoops backwards. See
Oh
which one
my
gets in.
goodness. Today is one heck of a day, I'll tell you that. I felt the energies
Mm-hmm.
big time this morning when I got up. I could feel them throughout the day. I got nauseous a couple times today, really nauseous, and then it subsided. So I was really happy. And then, but I also was taking a lot of CBD today too. Yes, I went.
Okay.
Well,
That might-
we had a lot going on here in America, and I'm not saying bad things. I just the energies were extremely high. It was a good thing. Um, Nothing bad. I just think a lot of people were very excited about the inauguration that happened today, and we
Really?
got a lot of people who love our Cheeto Jesus, and
I saw one. He introduced. He had all the different, all his little family members. Ivanka got up, and then his youngest son. Oh my God, is he like that? Like he's doing all the poses and it was
I
real
just, I just,
cute.
I just got. I gotta say this one thing, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there, and I'm probably gonna get blasted for this for anyone who watches this about the good old Cheeto Jesus. Um, has anyone noticed that he's a foot shorter?
I haven't. I don't watch it, but I did know. I do know that they like use body doubles and stuff because I remember when he got COVID when he was leaving the White House and him and Melania had got COVID. They did like they showed some thing where he's like telling the public he has COVID with Melania and how I don't know it was some speech that he gave. And when I looked at that Donald Trump in that speech, I was like, that's not Donald Trump. That's not him. That's a body double. They got someone else in there speaking on his behalf. Like they don't use the same person each time. Of course they're body
Yeah.
double. Biden was the most obvious. He was if the American people really thought that was real Biden all those times, they need to get their brain checked because that was not Biden. It was not the same. Like at times you could see it was a full proper mask on. Like I said to you this morning, do they do that because they're sloppy, or are they doing it to take the piss out of the people to see how much they can get away with because it's so obvious, but everyone just keeps like, what is it? But it's really obvious. Like that
No,
is
they're very
not.
stupid. No, they're very, as far as I'm concerned, they're very stupid. And they assume that the American people are just stupid. They can do whatever they want. We'll buy whatever we
They
want.
must
Or the whole
do.
world will buy whatever they're putting out there. And they're slipping up. That's where, they're slipping up. And again, I was saying how high the energies were today. We also got people that are celebrating because the Gaza and the Israel war is over with. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. There's no money to be funded for these wars. They're all going to end. But again, there's a lot of good stuff coming out of them because they are raising the vibrations of this planet. And I did feel them today. Um, but we have a lot of good stuff coming at us. We have a lot of changes coming at us that are going to happen very fast now that the inauguration happened. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I do believe that they've run out of options. Their back is up against the wall, and they're going to have to hopefully start listening to the people. And we're going to take our rightful place where we deserve to be as sovereign beings here on this planet, and making some big changes on this planet. And if they don't want to do it, they don't want to change with us, then I think that they're just going to end up having to go somewhere else. This this coming year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm excited for all these really good changes that are coming our way.
Mm, I have yet to see. I am waiting with bated breath because I
Yes,
don't know. I was told there's still going to be a World War III, and that Israel will still have um like their times are not yet finished. But let's see, because there's a lot of different
I like to
people
know
out
where
there
the
like
money is going to
big
come. Yeah,
pockets.
there's no
I
money for
know.
this. There's no money for any more wars. Who's going to make them ammunition? Would you please tell me that they owe so much money for these wars that they've already haven't paid out for these companies, and a lot of
I
people
feel
are
like
owed a
it'll
lot
be
of
a
money.
different kind of war. I feel like it'll be a different type of war, but
There
I
hasn't been
feel.
a war. There's been a war going on with us. We've been in war with the government. They don't give a shit about us. And
Mm,
it's all about them. It's the war's been going on.
mm.
But I
We'll wait
just
and
know
see.
that the money. Why do you think that they had the inauguration inside? They don't have the inauguration inside. The inauguration doesn't go inside. It's outside in D.C. It's cold every year. The reason why it's inside is because they couldn't afford the heaters. They couldn't afford to have it outside, so they had to
Okay.
bring it inside.
Yeah, it looked very low key compared to the Democrat one, where they
Well,
had
they
Lady
gotta
Gaga.
keep it low key. Yeah, they can't. They
Mm.
can't. They got Cheeto Jesus is a whole foot shorter. So yeah, they're gonna have to hide this for the next 4 years. I mean,
Oh my god.
it's
It'll be
so
funny
fun.
watching all the different clones they bring out.
It's so funny to
Different
watch. It's a lot of fun to
doubles.
watch. It is. I'm just so happy that, we're on our way to having a better life and that we're here to help make the changes that need to be made. And everything's going to be fine. It's just a show. It's just a show.
Yes. I, 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 I don't take much notice of the
No.
the politics and stuff because I just think, well, it's all some kind of script they've got to, keep in line to some degree. Like, so what's the point in worrying too much about it when it's already kind
Yeah.
of like
But it's
nothing,
kind
nothing
of,
needs.
yeah. It's kind of nice to be aware of who your enemy is and what they're doing. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, I just keep on moving, doing my thing, and I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I'm a happy human, and I'm a happy American, and I'm just happy that I'm healthy and I'm here to help people. Help people be the best of themselves and to be like you and I. And I mean, look how happy we are. We are so happy, and we don't have a whole bunch of materialistic things. We really don't own a lot, but that's good because we're simple. The more simple
It's
you are,
true,
I think
bud.
the more happy you are, right?
It's true. And all that materialistic stuff, it just blocks you. They're all materialistic. It's like when you wear clothes and stuff like and fashion, like it weighs you down. You wear all that
Hmm.
jewelry and stuff, it weighs you down. Your houses, your cars, like they're blessings, but they shouldn't be what you live for because they weigh you down and they block you spiritually. Like you
Yeah,
don't see very spiritual people having a ton of stuff. Like when a rich person goes into a spiritual state, they tend to all give their stuff away, and that's because when you have less, you can get in tune with yourself more. When you have
yeah,
all this stuff, it distracts you from who you are, and you're worrying about a car and a house and your front pavement and how that looks. Like you're not thinking about how you feel energetically or spiritually, or you lose yourself a lot when you get more into the materialistic stuff. It's just the way it is. Like I say, spiritual and physical are like this. They go hand in hand. So a lot that
exactly.
happens in the spiritual translates physical, physical translates spiritual. So yeah.
I always say the more you have, the more you have to take care of.
Hmm.
So if you have a 4,000 square foot home, you got 4,000 square home you have to clean and take care of versus
Yeah.
1,000 square foot home. So, and then if you have people come and help you, then now you have people you have to take care of your home. You know what I mean? It's just the more
Yeah.
you have, the more you have to take care of. And for me, the less I have to take care of, the happier and easier my life is for me. And that is what I've learned. And I feel like I have a lot. I've got a lot because I've got my healing facility I got to take care of. I have a home to take care of. I have a car to take care of. I have an animal to take care of. And then I have to take care of me. I'm a lot.
Mhm.
I'm very, very, very high demanding because I want the best. I want the best food. I want the best sleep. I want the best herbs. That's a lot. That's a very high
I
maintenance
know.
person. I want meditation. I,
You want your quiet time.
I want
Yeah.
quiet time. Yeah, exactly. So I think that is just a high maintenance life in itself, right there.
I
And to
know.
acquire all that is the less you have, the better off you are.
Mm.
But that's
It's
just
like
my
when I
opinion.
when I see people like caring so much about a certain celeb or a certain like influencer and stuff, I just always think like, you're caring so much about that person. What about yourself? Like I spend so much time thinking about like what I should eat or what cream, like what's better for my body. And I'm always thinking about what I need as a person and what's good for me and what I don't know how people like go and put all that energy into worrying about someone else's life. It's like, why are you giving them that energy? Keep it for yourself. Like
I
I'm way too
know.
selfish to care about somebody else's life. And I'm much more interested in my own life.
Or somebody who just has all these materialistic things, a
I
boat,
don't get it.
a house, a vacation house, and then they've got two vehicles, and then they've got, just like, oh my goodness,
I don't
how do
get
you,
it.
all that energy to take care of all that stuff? Because all that stuff has to be taken care of. It has to be maintenance,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh
Um,
yeah. But like you just spend all this time watching someone else how they do their life and what they it's like what how do you have time to do that? What about yourself? I don't have much time to think about anyone else.
I know, I know. And for me, I like to own everything. I do like to own as much as I can. I'm working very hard to own my own facility, to buy my own facility, and pay for it cash and not have the payment, And, there's that the first of the month I have to pay bills. I got an electric company. I have a landlord. I have, that want their money. And, to me, I'm very glad that it's a very minimal, I just pay everyone in one day. And I am so thankful. I am grateful and thankful every month that I have to do that, that I only have to do it for, about five, five things that I got to pay. And then it's done. You know what I mean? My responsibilities so that I can exist doing what I do is done. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you do the
Yeah,
same
for
thing. You got
sure.
to pay your rent. You
Those
got
are
to
all
pay your
3D.
utilities. You got to pay your insurance. Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
do. Yeah,
I
you
call
pay, but
that 3D.
you
That's just
what?
my 3D. That's just
Yeah,
my 3D.
I call
Those
it
are,
what I call it being when I have to be the responsible 3D person. Yeah.
yeah, I call it my 3D because I'm like, I struggle sometimes to be like when I was married and my ex husband used to always get angry at me, like, oh, you just, you didn't do that. You didn't have like bills and you don't want to.
Ah.
So when I became single, like I had to come back down to earth and really take control and stuff. And it's like, oh, this 3D stuff is just so boring. Like, but it has to be done. Otherwise,
Oh,
my
I'll
life falls
never.
apart.
Yeah. I'll never forget when I had I got it myself in a credit card rent, and I used to have 12, 13 credit cards on top of all of the other bills I had. Oh my gosh, I never thought I was ever going to get out of that. But that's freedom. That is such freedom when you don't have any debt. You know what I mean? I still have bills. You know what I mean? I still have to pay my rent and stuff, but I'm all about paying everything off and paying cash. If I don't have the money saved up, then I don't need it. If I can't pay cash for it, then I don't need it. And that is old
I'm the
school,
same.
very old school, great grandfather ways. My grandfather used to say that to me all the time. Well, if you don't have the money in the bank to pay for a cash, then you shouldn't have it, maybe.
My dad says that to me. My dad's
Mhm.
so against the pay buy now, pay later, sign on the dotted line. Like he goes, what's all that? What's all that? Um, all that writing that you can't read and never read. He goes, what's that? You're just signing your life over.
He's so right. He's right. And then there we go back to talking about, like bad energies and stuff, because on the phones, when you get a phone, it tells you how not to have it no more than 4 or 5 inches away from your body at one time, because it emanates radiation at you. It says this in the contracts.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. Well,
So
it does, but we just don't read it.
your dad's a smart man. He's a very smart man.
Oh, my dad's so against credit. He does not believe in credit. He believes in if you can't pay for it and afford it, you can't have it. None
Yeah,
of this
he's so
fake
right.
life.
He's very right. I got into credit card debt the way that I did um, because of my son's addiction. I was always trying to find a way to fix him. And when you make the kind of money that I was making bartending and you had the kind of credit score that I had, anyone will give you a credit card with any limit on it. And it's just crazy. And I could not believe that I was given over $170,000 in credit cards,
Lord.
credit. Yeah. And I use almost every single penny of it was to try to help my son with his heroin addiction. And though, well, I guess it did help to a certain extent. I mean, each time he went into a facility, he came out learning something new on how he can become a better drug addict. So
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
the more elaborate and the more elegant the place was, the better he learned. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't expecting
Oh,
that.
I know. It was so crazy. I'll never forget. I sent him to this really nice one, and then I pick him up and he's like, "Yeah, I just learned how to do drugs better, Mom. That's all."
Oh my god. Oh well.
But each time I just kept saying, "Well, each time it's planting a seed in you to get sober." So, and he did. And he did. He
Well,
did
it
get sober. He's been sober for quite
helps.
some time. He still deals with a lot of mental illness, though, man. Let me tell you. Woof. Addiction is no fun.
Really.
Yeah, he's struggling right now really hard. He's not using or anything, but he's struggling. When you don't face those demons and got to clear out that closet.
He needs to lift his
He
vibration.
really,
That's what he needs to do.
he does.
If he can lift his vibration, but in a real way, he'll beat the demons. The demons are at the vibration that he's
Yeah.
stuck at. That's his
Well, it
problem.
is.
And I dare say thoughts. I can
Yeah.
feel he's very stuck in his thought.
A very stuck.
There's a
Yeah.
thought process down like this in his head,
Yeah.
and he needs to find a way to get out of it.
Yeah, well, he's stuck in that negativity. And then, but the good thing about it is that, he's been beat down though, because he's a felon and he can't get a job and no one will look at him. He's been demonized. He's been criticized. He's been, that's what we do to our criminals here, in America. We don't give them a chance. We really don't. We stigmatize them. We take their rights from them. We make them feel worthless. But now that we have a president that is a felon, maybe that stuff will change.
maybe, maybe it's for you guys to do.
Oh yes, our president is a full-on felon. And so all I got to say is, hey, anybody who wants to be president is a felon. You got a job opening now, they can go ahead and apply for
Yeah.
presidency.
Tell your son that. Tell your son that. He needs to change his thought process. Something about his thought process needs to be changed so he can vibrate higher.
Oh,
But
I
he needs to
do.
find a way to
He won't even
stop
talk
that.
to me. Yeah, he's
But
kind of shut me out right now. He won't have any.
oh,
My light's bothering him. Um,
that's
yeah,
that's a depression thing. When you have depression, you don't want to talk. You just want everyone to like leave you alone.
yeah.
I know. I used to suffer from very, very, very bad depression. So yeah, you get like that. You don't want to talk to people.
But
It's,
I do believe good things are
we'll pray
coming.
for him.
Yeah, I do believe with what's going on in the world right now, where we got Cheeto Jesus and with him being a felon and everything else, there's going to be a lot of big changes coming, and things will be going better for a lot of people, that have been stuck in this rut. And I'm sure he'll be fine. I know he'll be fine. I have all faith in him. If he can overcome addiction like he did, he can overcome anything. So everyone just send him love and light, and I know he'll be fine. Uh, but we are at our 2-hour mark, and I've got to head home. So I just want everyone out there that is watching this that I will be back on again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. On YouTube and Facebook, and I believe Instagram. And I will be on with Love Royal Warrior, who is Julie, and we will be doing the spiritual show that flows. It's from 8 in the morning to 10. And we just talk about pretty much the same thing that Ann and I talk about, just stuff, spiritual stuff and health stuff. And Julie, she's a great psychic too. She doesn't do any readings though, and will do readings on this page, on this live. Yeah, on this
People,
live.
come on
Yeah,
and talk to
yeah,
us. I can give you
yeah. We
readings,
will do readings here.
real
Yeah,
readings.
I just think tonight everyone's really busy with what's going on here with in everyone's watching
Inauguration.
yeah, no, I can't even talk now. I'm done talking.
The crowning of the president of
Yes,
America.
the crowning of our whole foot, a whole foot shorter president.
That's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Um,
When I noticed that, I was just like, but you know what? Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who sees this shit.
I know. No, there's other people who
Yeah.
can see it, but yeah, I know it's frustrating,
It,
isn't it? Because you're like, why is no one saying
I
this?
know,
But
I know. And then I'm
nope.
taking my glasses on and off, rewinding it, watching it again. No, this fool is a whole foot shorter. So,
Oh
yeah,
my
it'll be, I'm sure people will figure it out as time goes by. But hey,
I'm sure we will get many different versions of Trump. Lots of different masks, and yeah, we just need to watch and who's at this
well, I
time.
think
What's
a
he look
lot of
like now?
Americans are just so
Well,
blind. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. I'm serious. This is their Cheeto Jesus. They do not. He is the savior. He is the savior. He is what they've been.
really,
Oh, I'm telling you, there are people. There are
he's that big over there.
thousands and thousands of Americans who just absolutely adore him.
Oh, God bless
I
them.
know. I know. They're going to be heartbroken. They're going to be
Oh.
heartbroken when they find out he's a foot shorter.
They won't believe it. They're going to tell you you're
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I already do. I already hear
It
it.
doesn't work.
I hear it all
I
the
give
time,
up.
especially from my family. They always say stuff to me like, "Oh, is that another fake person?" I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah.
yep."
And they- oh,
Um,
it's so, yeah. How can you not see it
I
before?
know.
No.
I know. But hey, okay, you guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back on again next Monday at 5:22. And everyone, have a happy everything.
Yep. Have a great
Bye
week.
bye, guys.
Until next week. Bye.